Hey guys, Multiclass Gamer here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Battle for Bikini Bomb on the Xbox. I have a message to start today's episode off. Lasers are fun and good for you. Why are they? Well, we're about to find out.
Plankton, you best not be stirring up no trouble.
Nonsense! I only want to help! Help crush you all under my rise to power.
What was that?
Nothing! Say, see those lasers there?
You mean them things that look like fancy washing machines?
To your puny brain, I suppose. You'll need to turn on each one of those in order to cross the last part of the Trench of Advanced Darkness.
This better not be some kind of trick, varmint.
So basically you've got to activate 3 lasers, and in doing so that will cause this giant laser above us to activate. And it'll make sense. It'll make more sense once we actually get around to doing it, because it's going to be very helpful for us to advance, basically.
Well, I suppose it'll make Patrick happy.
We'll drop down this bottom platform here, and we get one Patrick Socks, and we'll also like to access the last part of the Trench of Advanced Darkness. Well, quite almost, like halfway, basically. It'll let you get that golden spatula on that random platform that we saw over there, but more importantly, we want to actually open up the full area before we go there, so just makes sense to do that, first things first. So, I guess, something else I want to talk about in doing this Let's Play is the Xbox itself, because this is my first Let's Play of a game on an original Xbox, you know? And the Xbox was pretty much a powerhouse for its time. It had the power of a PC at the time, basically. Like, it was, well, I don't know about exactly the power, but it had, like, pretty much close to the power of a modern PC at the time. And it had a lot of horsepower to it. Again, I haven't looked up like the price tag of what it was, but I would assume, I'm still assuming that it was like more expensive than the PS2 and GameCube for those reasons. And because of that, it had faster load screens and faster save times on pretty much every game. So essentially, if you want the highest performance of any version of a game you're interested in, and there happens to be an Xbox version available, get the Xbox version if you happen to have an Xbox, basically is what I'm trying to say. So, that's all well and good, but that's if you own an Xbox. And nowadays, you can get one refurbished on Amazon, but I will say that although I had a positive experience both times I got a refurbished console from Amazon Prime, I would still proceed with caution if you decide to get one, because I've been looking into getting an Xbox 360 in the same fashion, and apparently there have been some people have been sharing their horror stories of where they got a console that was clearly not refurbished whatsoever. Like, it literally says certified refurbished on Amazon, and it's an Amazon fulfillment. So that should mean that it's a fully refurbished console, but yeah, people have been saying that they've been getting anything but refurbished Xbox 360, so that's why I'm kind of skeptical in actually getting one. But I need to at some point, because I have 4 SpongeBob games for the Xbox 360 already, so I need to get one at some point. You know, there's other games that I plan to LP in the near future that are on the Xbox 360, so it's kind of important for me to get one. If I can get one for the same price and the same quality as the original Xbox and PS2, then that'd be really awesome. So by activating those 3 lasers, they activated this main laser, and this will allow us to access the exits of the Trench of Advanced Darkness, allowing us to get back to the downtown area of Rock Bottom, which is pretty awesome. But not only that, but also, Plankton, believe it or not, has a reward for us. So, but as you can see, this deactivates the lasers. It's kind of important because there's a piece of dialogue that kind of contradicts that, so we'll get into that here in a second. But
Nothing a little southern elbow grease can't handle.
he just hands over a golden spatula inexplicably. He doesn't say anything. It's kind of funny. But yeah, talk to Plankton again, because this is actually kind of funny.
Now go step in front of the lasers!
Nice try, Shrimp.
Wouldn't matter anyways, Plankton. They're deactivated. They automatically turn off after they're used. So, yeah, it wouldn't do any good to do that. Not for you. Not for anyone. Okay, but anyways. So, as Sandy, we're now going to go across here. Because this will actually lead us to the last piece of artwork from the museum. So this will allow us to get that golden spatula from Mrs. Puff, but also it's going to lead to that that other golden spatula that's on that platform right there next to us. That's all well and good. Yeah, for some reason, whenever you pick up the last piece of artwork, it randomly plays that same sound effect that was playing when it activated the giant laser. So I don't know what that's about, but it does that on all 3 console versions. So it's not just the Xbox version, it's not just the GameCube version. It's just kind of, I don't know, I always thought that was kind of funny. One of those weird things that I got used to growing up, I suppose. So that's 45 golden spatulas. We have almost half of the game done at this point, which makes sense. We're on the 4th world. There's 9 worlds, so it only makes sense that we are almost halfway through the game at this point. Now, this is kind of interesting. The only way to defeat the Sleepy Time robots is you have to be Sandy to get to this point, is you have to hit other robots into it. This is the other alternate way to defeat Sleepy Time robots as Sandy, other than being in elevated spot and using your lasso on them. But again, that's not possible at this point because there's nothing like that over here, and it's surrounded by volcano hot sauce. So even if you were SpongeBob, you couldn't just sneak up on it. Yeah, destroying the Supercatron automatically destroys the robots behind us. That's also kind of funny. Real fun stuff. Got Chuck here, so watch out for missiles that throws at you, because they can always catch you off guard very easily. I'm gonna catch you off guard too, haha. So anyways, we're coming up on the end of the Trench of Advanced Darkness here, a location from the SpongeBob Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Wait, not Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. It was mentioned in the, the trench itself wasn't mentioned, but the Advanced Darkness part was mentioned in the Rock Bottom episode. So, if you're very crafty, you can get on top of this floating tiki right here. And this floating tiki will take you really high up, like all the way up to this purple shiny object, but it also takes you straight to the exit. It's a nice shortcut. Because otherwise, you have to traverse past 3 Sleepy Time robots as Sandy, with okay, 2 of them, but still 2 of them, without being able to effectively attack them, essentially. So that's all well and good. Speaking of Rock Bottom and Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, this is the first world of this game that was not in Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, because we had Downtown Bikini Bottom, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, we had Jellyfish Fields, we had Skoo Lagoon, but we did not have Rock Bottom. But the thing is, Downtown Bikini Bottom in that game actually felt like Rock Bottom. It was that creepy because of how dark it was and the fact that the only inhabitants were a bunch of, thugs. So, honestly, even though Rock Bottom is not in that game, you certainly get the feel of Rock Bottom and Downtown Bikini Bottom in that game. So, needless to say, I like Downtown Bikini Bottom a lot better in this game. It actually feels like Downtown Bikini Bottom, essentially. Hey, Mr. Krabs. So at this point, you're supposed to switch back to SpongeBob, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We got some cool stuff to do with SpongeBob, but after that, we'll be done with Rock Bottom. So we're just about done, folks. We're just about done. Now, if you want to, you could go straight to Mrs. Puff from this platform over here, because as you can see, it takes you straight to the beginning of the world. But there's still other stuff we can do with SpongeBob, and it'll still loop back to the beginning of the world anyways.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, what are you doing?
Well, I could have sworn me I saw a golden spatula here a minute ago, but I think it fell down this slide.
Down the slide? It might have broken its leg. I've got to save it.
Go, boy, go! Save that poor spatula!
Sure, as long as you want to see a repeat of all that glitters, I'm all for it. So you have 40 seconds to get to the end of this slide, which is way more than enough time. If you fail at this mission with unless you die or if you're trying to do a shortcut or something like that, if you fail at this mission, there's something wrong with you. Okay, I shouldn't say that. There are still people who might struggle with this. And I do not blame them. So, here's the thing I haven't mentioned about SpongeBob and Shtikis. As you can see, Shtikis make appearances on slides. So, you might be thinking that it's not possible to destroy them on slides because they'll automatically, you're moving pretty fast on the slides, so they shouldn't, stay in their physical form, even though you're well, yeah. The thing is, you're moving really fast, so you think that they would automatically disappear whether or not you're SpongeBob. But the thing is, with Tikis on the slides, you can actually make them stay in their physical form by not moving the control stick that much. Like, I think basically you just have to not turn whatsoever when you're close to a tiki, because otherwise they will disappear. But the thing is, yeah, that's the only. Despite how fast you're going, as long as you don't turn at all, the tikis will stay on the track, basically.
Feel like a new
If
sponge.
that makes any sense. I probably made no sense whatsoever in what I was trying to say there, but it'll make more sense that if I demonstrate later on, I will. So yeah, we got reattempt the challenge because I took that shortcut to get that sock or whatever. So of course I failed the mission right after I said that if you fail a mission, there's something wrong with you. So go figure, okay? Go ahead and make fun of me in the comments. I don't care. Okay, so we got some tikis, but I already destroyed, like, okay, so here's the thing. Just don't move the control stick. It did not disappear, but if I move it, is there one coming up here? No, there isn't. I don't think so. Not for the rest of the slide, no. Okay, just not tikis, whatever. So we'll demonstrate. There's a upcoming role where we'll be able to demonstrate better, basically, the mechanics of the tikis on the sides. There's 47 golden spatulas at the end of the slide, and Tartar Bot, and murky depths of the rock bottom. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Got some thunder tiki surrounding a rock formation here. And then we have another jerkish placement of a sleepy time robot. They have a tartar bot right behind it, so to make sure that you're getting hit by, tartar sauce while you're trying to sneak up on this sleepy time robot. So that can be kind of annoying, very annoying. But the sleepy time robot happens to be closer to you, then it's not a big deal. And right here, this is where we loop back to the main part of the world. Right here. As you can see, this is where I got that sock earlier on when I was supposed to get it actually right now instead, but whatever. Because of that, we are now officially done with Rock Bottom, with the exception of getting the gold spatula from Mrs. Puff, so let's go ahead and do that. Probably faster just to warp back to beginning level. In fact, I'm just going to do that. A lot faster. It's 4 seconds after all.
Last piece of artwork accounted for, Mrs. Puff. I left no strange, glowing stone unturned.
Well now, nice work, SpongeBob. The museum will finally be able to reopen, and here's your reward.
And with that, folks, Rock Bottom is done. So if this is your first time playing, the game, and you complete Rock Bottom, congratulations, because you're probably in the minority as far as, first time playthroughs of this game, basically. Alright, so here we go, back to Bikini Bottom. Still got 8 minutes left, so we can probably start the next world of the game, actually, in this episode, so we'll go ahead and do that. And in the process, first things first, we need to take care of business with Patrick, get another golden spatula. So let's put us at 49, basically. 49.
Wow, SpongeBob.
Anyone else here watching the 49ers?
Now they're back home, safe where they belong.
Here's your
I'm just joking, I don't watch 49ers. I don't care about NFL football. But still, if you do, I don't judge you. But needless to say, I'm not going to be LPing sports games. I plan to LP a lot of different types of games. Sports games, probably not one of them, unless it's one of those basic NES sports games. Maybe those will be an exception. But otherwise, I have no interest in playing sports games on this channel. Sorry. Maybe if they were fun enough, I could do one as a multiplayer, online or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna stream someday. Once again, live streams will be coming up on this channel, likely next year or something like that. Just gotta give them a try at some point.
Wow! Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy! My heroes! Hit me with a water ball. Hit me, hit me, hit me.
We don't do that stuff anymore, kid. We're retired.
Is that the TV repairman?
No, it's that excited sponge kid again.
Oh, are you sure he can't fix the TV?
Mermaid Man, 'twould be my greatest honor to fix your television.
Goody!
Hey, sponge kid, you really want to help out?
Oh boy, would I!
Okay then, but lighten up a bit on the enthusiasm, huh? You're making my bowels act up. We've got a little problem with some robots down in the Mermalair. Are you sure you're up to this task?
Absolutely, Barnacle Boy!
Well, go over to the couch to access the Mermalair. We'll meet you down there.
Is it pudding night yet?
As long as it's nothing like those other tasks you sent me on in Super Sponge. You know what I'm talking about, Barnacle Boy. I'm not interested in doing those again. No thank you.
This is a Bikini Bottom news update. We're getting unconfirmed reports that the robot menace is emanating from the chum bucket. The proprietor, Plankton, has released the following statement. Hear me now! I'll crush you all beneath my... And now back to your regular programming. Retirement Home Girls Gone Wild.
You know, Merman, you probably should be watching that, like, around, like, all these other old people. If you're gonna watch them like that, at least watch it, you know, in the privacy of your own room. Of course, not that you have one. I mean, this is like all Shady Shoals right here. Literally just this one central room. So actually, I feel bad for the old people here because they literally have no space to be themselves or anything. They're just kind of stuck, like, in this big room together. That's kind of sad, actually. This is the lamest retirement home I've ever seen. But anyways, if you actually repair the TV like you're supposed to, you'll get a sock. And, well, actually we didn't really repair it, but let's try again. There we go. Nice static photo of jellyfish. That's all you need. I guess that's retirement homes. That must be retirement home girls gone wild right there. Huh. Interesting. There's a lot more tentacles involved than I was expecting, but whatever. Anyways, you can destroy some other stuff here. You can also activate this drinking fountain by hitting it. It's kind of cool, I guess. Whatever. But you can also break these... Now, this stone tiki is just high enough. It's at just the right spot where it's just barely out of the blast range of the thunder tiki. So you have to destroy some of these tikis in order to actually get destroyed by the thunder tiki. But otherwise, that's it for Shady Shoals Rest Zone, with the exception of what Barnacle Boy was talking about. We need to head down to the Mermalair and take care of a robot problem down there. Now, what I'm wondering is, like, how did the robots get down there? This is the only entrance to Mermalair in the entire game, and it's hidden under a couch. How did the robots get down there? It doesn't make any sense. But whatever. But more on that, Mermalair is also the one area, the one world of the second area of the game that does not require any golden spatulas. There's one of these in every area of the game, believe it or not. But anyways, let's go ahead and head on inside. Kind of interesting way to make an entrance there, but yeah, here we are, inside the Mermalair. The Mermalair is the 5th world of the game, and also another area that was not in, actually come to think about it, I don't think we've ever been in the Mermalair up to this point in the SpongeBob games, or in the SpongeBob Marathon, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty nice to be here now. And, yeah, I freaking love the Mermalair. You know, going off of a rock bottom, this world is probably something you're going to enjoy a lot more on your first playthrough. I personally really love this world a lot, but unfortunately, it also happens to be one of the shorter worlds of the game. It goes by really fast, surprisingly enough, even though it has the same amount of golden spatulas as any other world in this game.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
You shouldn't sneak up on Mermaid Man like that. His heart's not so good. Come to think of it, nothing on him is that good anymore.
Sorry, Mermaid Man. It's just that I'm always so excited to see you two. Standing in your awesome presence gives me the chills of justice. See? I've got goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my goosebumps on my...
All right, kid. Knock it off. Just tell us what you want.
Well, I really want a new pair of sunglasses. Patrick sat on my old ones.
That's not what I meant.
Actually, it's a good thing you showed up, young sponge of goodness.
It is?
It is?
Yes! A bunch of evil robots have taken over the Mermalair security system. It's up to you to shut it down and stop them!
Well, why him? We're perfectly capable superheroes.
Because it's Thursday and we have a whole bunch of doctor's appointments.
Ah, fish sticks. I forgot.
Go talk to the Mermalair computer in the next room. She'll tell you what to do.
I accept this awesome responsibility, Mermaid Man. You won't be disappointed. Shamed, maybe, but not disappointed.
To the doctor's office! Away!
So let the shame begin. Away! So yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And anyways, also fun fact, whenever you see computers like this, you can actually destroy them and get shiny objects for causing a computer error, basically. It's pretty funny, actually, among, you know, just, you know, hitting these things and also getting shiny objects out of them, too. Really fun stuff. So just don't step on the red squares of the disco floor. Okay? Take that, keep that in mind. Oh, whoopsie. I guess I won't keep that in mind because I literally just got hit by one immediately. Hama robots, and then actually if you go down here, there's a nice little secret. You have a nice, perfect bowling lane right here that leads straight to that Duplicatron. Maybe this is here for a reason. Let's check it out. So if you successfully destroy this Duplicatron using your bubble bowl, you get rewarded with a purple shiny object. Really cool stuff. As in pretty much everything else in the Mermalair here. It's just a really cool area. It's nice. It's like a big open cave, so it's got that cool atmosphere going for it. Explodes are power generators. Don't touch them or the energy beams. Yeah. So it just feels really cool. Like I love the atmosphere basically of this underwater. Oh. Anyone else seeing a Pokeball on that hook there? I mean that lure. This robot is named Arf. Use the bubble bowl to defeat him. So as I was trying to say, I love the atmosphere of Mermalair, and that's probably one of the reasons why I love this world so much. It's literally just the atmosphere. A good atmosphere will go a long way, basically for me, as far as game design goes. But that's all well and good. Let's defeat these bad pooches right here, shall we? Or we can just hit Arf straight up. We can do that too. It says to use bubble, but most of the time people just end up using the bubble spin because it's just not worth it to try to, you know, indirectly attack him. This sort of. We have another fun little computers we can destroy here. There's always something fun about doing that. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Okay, so this is very interesting right here. You use bubble bowl to turn paddle wheels. Bowl one side's paddle to make it turn. What it doesn't tell you is that you can actually rotate this platform essentially probably all the way. And you need to know that because this will actually lead you to one of the most well-hidden socks in the entire game. But you can kind of tell because there's a sort of hint in that there's a pair of underwear right here just floating mysteriously, you know, randomly above the platform there, just high enough that you can't jump to it from normal means, basically. So you hit it one more time after this. Said one more time after this. There we go. And lead you straight to a bungee jump, the only one in the Mermalair, and basically leads down direct to a sock. But before I knew about this, I would normally just jump straight down there and die, but I'd still get the sock. But yeah, eventually I did discover that sock on my own, but it took a long time before I actually discovered the proper way to get it, basically. You do a lot of messing around as a kid, and you find stuff that you would normally never find if you didn't have all the time in the world, essentially. Fun fact, you can just hit this button right here, and it'll make the invisible boatmobile appear, basically. Which, honestly, it looks kind of lame, just looks like a normal regular boat, essentially, but whatever. Yeah, there's certain buttons you can only press with the bubble bowl, so that's worth noting. So you can't push these buttons without the bubble bowl. And with that, we are already done with the first area of Mermalair. You're starting to see now how short this world is. We're already at the end of the first area of, I think, 3 total? No, 4. It's 4 total. One's really small, though. Well, actually, most of these aren't that big anyways. That's just what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's going to be for this episode, y'all, because we're at the end of the Mermalair, and we're up to above 20 minutes here. So, next time on Battle for Bikini Bottom, we're going to take on the rest of the Mermalair. In fact, I'm pretty sure we'll get the Mermalair done next episode. I could be wrong, but I'm sure we will. At least be very close. So, see you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.